Wake up. Seriously, while you're literally sleeping, the bank is actively stealing your money. Welcome to this explainer. You know that $100 bill sitting in your pocket or parked in your checking account right now? Well, it just lost 5% of its value simply because you did absolutely nothing with it. Today, we're changing that entirely.
Okay, let's just dive right into this jarring reality check. Since the creation of the Federal Reserve back in 1913, the US dollar has silently lost 95% of its original purchasing power. Wrap your head around that. You are actually only left with 5% of its original strength. When you leave your money alone, it doesn't just sit there. It's not safe. It slowly evaporates.
So keeping your cash parked in a traditional savings account isn't playing it safe at all. Honestly, it's financial suicide. Because the bank and inflation are slowly siphoning away your money while you sleep. The interest rates are so incredibly low that your cash is basically in a slow-motion freefall.
But look, in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop being a victim and start forcing that $100 to work for you like an absolute machine. I'll reveal the 3 low-risk places where I'm actually putting my own money right now to beat inflation, and 1 high-risk wildcard that could absolutely change your life. Don't be the person who stays broke. Stick with me till the end of this explainer.
All right, let's get into Vehicle 1, Protection, the gold standard. We're looking at a risk level of 2 out of 10.
So let's start by just protecting what you already have. Gold has always been seen as the ultimate safe haven against inflation, and here is exactly why. Picture this, a $100 gold nugget from the year 2000 would be worth approximately $580 today. Now really think about this for a second. That piece of gold, it hasn't actually changed in size at all. It's still the exact same piece of metal. What actually changed is the value of your dollar, which weakened dramatically over those years.
But how do you actually go about buying it? Look, whatever you do, don't go out buying physical jewelry or chunky gold bars or coins. If you do that, you're going to be hit with incredibly high markups by a seller who obviously wants to make a profit, meaning you end up paying way more than the metal is actually worth. The much smarter play here is using broker apps to buy gold ETFs. This secures the true value of the metal for you without all those extra hidden costs, and you actually have the option to sell much quicker. It's basically the perfect protection for your cash.
Moving on to Vehicle 2, Growth, the legendary index funds. We're bumping up slightly to a risk of 3 out of 10.
If you actually want to grow your wealth beyond just, protecting it, we need to start looking at real, steady growth. I want you to think of an index fund exactly like a giant bag of Haribo gummies. The factory machine doesn't just give you one single flavor, right? It packs a range of the absolute most popular candies into one single bag, so you get the best of the best. Well, an index fund does the exact same thing, but it groups the best companies in the world. We're talking giants like Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft all together for you in one package. You don't have to stress about picking and choosing individual stocks. Your money is just split between all the top performers automatically.
So, the absolute crucial point here is the magic of compound interest. If you just hold on to your money, it does zilch, nothing. But investing just $100 a month into an index fund with an average historical return of 7%, that balloons into $123,000 over 30 years. And the best part? You can achieve this with absolutely zero insider knowledge of the stock market. It's wild.
Seriously? This strategy is so incredibly powerful that billionaire Warren Buffett actually placed and won a $1 million bet on it. He basically proved that a simple S&P 500 index fund would completely outperform a highly paid, professionally hand-picked portfolio of Wall Street hedge funds over a 10-year period. Let that sink in. The everyday person can literally take on the Wall Street pros just by consistently buying the index. Next, let's look at Vehicle 3, Income. Real estate investment trusts, or REITs, still sitting at a low risk of 3 out of 10. So next up is earning that sweet passive income without the total headache of getting a mortgage or fixing leaky toilets or dealing with nightmare tenants. Here is how beautifully simple REITs actually are. You pool your $100 with thousands of other everyday people to buy massive commercial properties. Think office buildings, huge shopping centers, or luxury apartment complexes. The trust manages the whole shebang, they collect the rent, and get this. By law, the trust must pass on 90% of all those profits right back to the investors as a dividend. It lets literally everyone benefit from income-producing real estate without dropping a massive upfront down payment on a house yourself.
I absolutely love this analogy from our source material because it hits the nail right on the head.
Think of it like buying a tiny share in a massive property. It's like you own the front door, someone else owns the windows, and maybe a few other folks own the bricks. But together, you own the building, and you all share the rent that rolls in every single month. It is just a fantastic, low-barrier way to generate passive cash flow.
All right, here we go. The wild card, the crypto gamble. We are jumping way up to a risk of 9 out of 10.
We are now moving from nice, calculated investing into a massive leap in danger and pure speculation. Look, Bitcoin is highly attractive because, let's be real, it has the raw potential to make you a millionaire overnight. But it is notoriously vicious. If you bought in around December 2017, right at the all-time high, a perfectly timed market crash would have violently wiped your $100 all the way down to less than $17 by December 2018. It is a wild, totally unpredictable roller coaster.
So, you might be wondering, why on earth do people risk it? Well, because it operates on something called decentralized blockchain technology, and it isn't regulated by any government. But more importantly, its supply is strictly capped. You literally cannot create any more Bitcoins out of thin air, which means traditional inflation is impossible. That makes it a fascinating alternative to our current banking system. But let's be crystal clear here. Due to its extreme, heart-stopping volatility, it is an absolute gamble. Only, and I mean only, put in extra money that you are completely willing to lose.
Finally, whatever you end up doing with your wallet, please, for the love of everything, avoid the ultimate 10 out of 10 risk, the lotto. Over half of Americans buy a ticket every single year, but you are literally 4,000 times more likely to win an Oscar than you are to hit that 1 in 14 million jackpot chance. In the test run from our source material, where they spent $100 on scratch cards, the result was a miserable negative 50% return. You are practically guaranteed to lose half your money instantly. Skip the lottery. Stick to the smart money, take calculated risks, and let compound interest do the heavy lifting for you.
So the reality is right in front of you. You've seen the hard data, the historical returns, in the exact vehicles you can use right now. Please, don't be the person who stays broke by keeping cash just decaying away in a standard bank account. You now have the exact roadmap to protect, grow, and generate real income from your money. So I have to ask you, are you going to step up and force your money to work for you? Or are you just going to close this explainer and let your purchasing power silently fade away? The choice is completely yours.